Yes, okay. But back at it, yeah.
Okay. Oh, maybe.
I don't even say it. Yeah, we already been talking about it. Want them to
Never
be condoned
mind.
those things. Sorry. But, okay, to answer your question as far as, like, what does it have to relationship, marriage, all of that good stuff. So, yes, like I have said, marriage is not a goal for me. I'm just one of those people, if it happens, it happens. But it's just one of those things that just truly has to be a line. And, like, it just really got to be, I think that marriage is really going to be one of them things, like, this shit just fell on my lap.
For sure. As it should be, though. It really should be like that for everybody.
But, yeah.
I don't think we should be seeking, especially as women.
But, like, the whole, like, to be a wife and raise a family and just do that, I don't care to be that, you know? And a lot of people be feeling like, as a woman, like, you thinking less than yourself if you choose not to be a wife. But I'm looking at it on the aspect of, like, I think that life is full of experiences, and I'm heavy on, like, just wanting to witness and have as many experiences with as many people as I can while I'm here. And if my experience with my significant other is 10 years and marriage does not come out of that 10 years, I'm completely fine with it because I'm all about learning what it is I need to get from this person and just be in the moment with that person and not just be trying to just plan out every little thing with that person. Because what if I plan all these things for you and then on year 12 of me being with you, you die? So now where am I at with this person that I saw myself being with, that I wanted to marry, that I wanted to have these kids by? It's like now I'm back at square one now. Whereas if I would have let things just be,
that's so deep. Like, for real.
I'm sorry.
No. Like that's a good deep because you just made it like it makes sense. Like, wow.
But it's like, what if I just let things be and you know wherever this goes for
to make
us,
sense, you be like,
where it goes for us, if it just goes, like I'm not so stressed or like depressed or like so disappointed with just that one person because like you said, I feel like we can get just so fixated on like where we are right now and it's like what if this ain't even what God probably like really want me to be for real? Like this just an experience I'm supposed to be having to get to where it is I need to get to. Like so I don't think marriage, that ain't something I'm just solely fixed on. Like I'm just focused on even if the person that I'm with, if we have a child, if we have 2 kids and we don't work out, I'm completely fine with that because I feel like you will still place on my path to have those kids with, to still learn something from being with you through those kids. Right. Yeah, with that experience. So, and it's just a lot of stuff that just come with like being married. Like I truly believe that you can be with your significant other and not have a piece of paper to define that because I feel like society has made it that. And we just so used to, that's what's been passed down. Oh, grandma was together for this long. Like I just said, my parents was together 45 years and did not like one another. Yeah. It got to the point where I witnessed you two did not like one another. Yeah. And instead of choosing your happiness, you chose to...
I seen tolerance.
I guess you claim you was trying to just be together for the sake of the kids, but we at this age now, like, we're seeing it. Like, y'all...
To me, it's not... Why do people do that? I wish, yes, everybody... PSA.
Break that generation
stop being together for the kids, bro. Because it do more damage than good.
To the kids.
So sorry.
And I think
so sorry to say it just...
I think, too, some parents label it as for the kids when really it's just another level of comfort. It's like, I don't want to shake up my life to go see what the unknown is about.
Because you're scared because you don't know what else is out there.
Exactly. I'm used to this disappointment. I'm used to...
They think the pain could get worse elsewhere, but they don't want to be optimistic in the fact that it could be way better elsewhere.
Exactly. So
better. Because you mean to tell me you think
your kids going to have a better...
You think this the end all be all? Like, be for real. Like, you really think that, like, this is it?
And it's so crazy because it either teaches the children... Like, I feel like my parents' relationship taught me the opposite. I took notes of everything I did not want, right? But for a lot of people, that's what they think is normal.
Truly.
You know
and they gonna replicate that.
They're gonna replicate it or say, oh, I don't want that at all, and I'm never doing anything near it. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
It's me. You know what I'm saying? I witnessed it. Like, I don't... That I hate to say, like, my parents didn't put that on me. Like, seeing what they went through is like... You mean to tell me that's what y'all that's what y'all women out here looking forward to? You know what I'm saying? Like this is what you gotta put on. And then especially like when my dad got sick, like just witnessing like just seeing a man like being in that low state of form and you have a woman beside you trying to help you, trying to like genuinely be there for you sometimes, but because you know how your wife is as a person before you even got sick. You know how vindictive she can be and how sneaky she can be as a person. I get why you could not trust her even when you was at the lowest of your lowest.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, so even just seeing those things, like I'm thinking about all that, you know, and it's like ain't nobody going through that. Like
thinking.
If that's what marriage is consisted of, count me the fuck out.
And see, and that's
I ain't
what
finna pay to break up with nobody.
Man,
I'm not paying to break up.
I gotta tell you to leave you.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's
I'm not. It's enough to be paid
I didn't pay the bill. I didn't put down no deposit to be with your ass.
Pay to get no. Really, shit. If you wed somebody, that piece of paper ain't cheap.
No,
so I gotta pay to be with you and pay to break up with you.
Yeah.
Like you said, it gotta fall into my lap.
It's so many people out here that are so successful,
truly,
so happy, that are so fulfilled, and they are not married. Like
not down to
I just feel like people, especially our generation, that's just what we just used to. That's what women think that, like you said, at the end all be all, and it's like, baby, I'm gonna be somebody with or without that person's last name behind me. Like
I think
that ain't gonna define me.
It's a very much. I think it should depend on the person, and I don't think it should value. I mean, it shouldn't. What is it I'm trying to say? Determine anyone's worth at all. Because being married, being not, don't matter. But to me, I think as a society, we also not necessarily. I feel like we see, not that we think, but we see negative perceptions of marriage all the time, right? And especially I feel like in the Black community, for real, because I feel like our parents not only stand together for the kids, they also stand together for different statistics, and you know, to say that they was together and that they stayed together,
settling for God.
So, or
God told us
because you
to stay
know
together
they needed each other, literally, you know, for financially, literally, like my parents had stayed together.
You talk to God for y'all
doing work for the kingdom.
Because if you did, y'all probably wouldn't have been
together.
together.
You doing work for the kingdom?
So
if you ain't doing work for each other.
Come on,
for yourself with God.
You're right.
Can y'all do a work together if y'all are not on y'all's own individual path with God? How does that even, make sense?
No, for real.
To me, it don't really.
That it ain't clicking for what's not clicking, Stevie?
I ain't gonna lie, I say that all the time. Like, I didn't have a good example of a marriage. Like, yes, I want marriage, but my mom was married to a man. My dad was married, it didn't work. But neither one of them, now that I think about it, never went before God. Like, y'all went in the courthouse. And it didn't take till my relationship now to understand that. Like, I was like, why we can't just go to the courthouse? Like, I don't want no big wedding. He like, that's not the purpose. He's a matrix kid, so like, it's a different perspective. So now it's putting into
that. And so that's my thing. So personally, I feel like as far as a healthy relationship, I feel like two people we're not really taught selective mating. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to add to one another. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to support one another. You know what I'm saying? And reprove and correct one another when we're supposed to. But also just be willing to move through each other and just deal with each other with pure love. I feel like a lot of us don't even grow up in situations where we're seeing people act off pure love and grace. So it's hard for us to get in a relationship and then know that that's the first thing to do. You know what I'm saying? In all your acts and how you move, because it just don't work if that's not the bare line.
That ain't the foundation of it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be hard.
Like, for me personally, I am like a church kid. You know what I'm saying? So to me, to be married, it's those things, like I said, you filling each other's cup, you know what I'm saying, being there for each other, being in each other's corner when the world is not, you know what I'm saying, because I do think, people say stuff like being codependent and things of that nature, but I really think that God puts people in your life for a reason. It ain't necessarily gonna be a mate, or I feel like it should be your partner whenever you get that partner that God called for you. I feel like that's how you know that God called somebody for you, is when y'all are, you know what I'm saying, you see God's love through them completely. You know what I'm saying? You see things align as they should. But I really think that outside of that part, I feel like a marriage is what am I trying to say? Like, when you look at it, like in the Bible, God, I feel like wants us, if you've been with somebody for that long, you know what I'm saying, y'all pointing each other, if it's aligned, then marriage makes sense. But to me, where in the Bible does God say marriage is going to the courthouse? Marriage starts with y'all two. You know what I'm saying? It starts in y'all's heart. So to me, it's not necessarily a piece of paper. That's what solidifies it in the world. That's what solidifies it for
society.
The law. But forget the law. You know what I'm saying? God tells us to obey the law of the land too. But that's really, I feel like, not his definition. You know what I'm saying? His definition is two people meant for each other. You know what I'm saying? Equally yoked with one another. Literally, who became one with one another.
Being committed to
they
one
didn't have
another.
the courthouse back in the day.
That's what I'm saying.
It was literally, so that's a connection.
We go
and
back,
understanding that
our people,
you for me, I'm for you, and we gonna add to each other.
Who recognized them in front of the government?
They
recognized them.
Exactly. Like no courthouse, no witnesses, all that. They didn't matter back then. It was literally an understanding between you and your person.
And that's where I'm at with it. I feel like now, like that's what I'm saying. Like that, not saying that they just find like still why people shouldn't get married, but that's where I'm at with it. Like if we have devoted that time and have made that agreement for one another to be devoted to one another, like let's continue to be there.
And that's all that matters. And I'm trying to understand that.
You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't got that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm somebody who want a marriage. Like I want a marriage. I want a family.
Like y'all been together 8 years.
Yeah. So we've been together since we were 14 years old. So like obviously graduating high school, like there's just certain milestones in life I wanted for myself before I'm actually married on paper. Right. But I don't feel like I'm not trying to be no girlfriend forever personally. I feel like in our society, I mean, I don't know, there's just certain things you sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? And to me, I feel like
once you got life behind your name, they're going to come. Them sacrifices.
And so but I feel like I'm already sacrificing, right?
Right.
So it's like I'm sacrificing in the place of a girlfriend without me not knowing. Like I know that I'm 100% committed to you, and I do feel in my heart that you are committed to me too. But how do I know it's like not just for right now? You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, marriage is a piece of paper, but it also like gives you something to work for. You know what I'm saying? It gives you something to work hard for. Yes, it keeps you in check, and I guess kids do too. But to me, it's just different, especially like when marriage is how God aligned it out, and you really, when you
like really work it out the way God wants it to be worked out.
Yes, when you walk in it how He wants you to walk in it, and that's putting Him first, putting Him in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And y'all both trying to walk individually, but also together through Him and with Him. And like, you know, being there for each other, for your family, I feel like it's not really like that's not what we see. Like
society
in society, you know what I'm saying?
Well.
And I feel like that's what I want. That's the marriage I want. I feel like, and then it's like other like little things in society. Like in Arkansas, when you have children, if you're not married, the law sees that as your kid. They don't even see that as, you know, the man's kid. Like especially it's even worse for like black men. Say like you a woman who had a child, you trying to get on Medicaid, like
they have to
you
be
want to get on Medicaid?
support.
Put that man on child support. Like there's just so many things.
They have
like
to be on child support.
Society,
and your
especially
failure
for
to
black
comply
people,
with that, then I
like,
that. I'm witnessing that at my job.
My goal is to build, you know what I'm saying, not just for my family, but for our community as well. And I feel like, and I don't want to say America, but with society, period, or just white America has done a fine job of really breaking up our community and breaking up our families, you know what I'm saying? And whether that started, you know, with the child support and with, like, I feel like it started way back when they said we're not going to teach them selective mating. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to teach them to be intentional with who they give to each other, to who they marry, you know what I'm saying, what they're actually doing. But I feel like at the end of the day, marriages do look different, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if it's something,
it's definitely doable and it's definitely possible and it's definitely something that people can still look forward to. I also just look at it from a perspective as for a woman, it is easy for women to submit and commit.
For sure.
So that's why I say with marriage, it definitely has to be one of those things where I know it has been dropped into my lap, because I'm not going to be one that's going to pressure my mate into marrying me. Regardless of whether I feel like you're my person or not. Now, I get it where certain situations...
You really ministered to me, because I feel like I've been like that, like...
But because I look at it like... Because I look at it like...
But 8 years, then you start looking at the timeline like...
So that's why I was
going
finna say that. That's why I'm finna get to that. I'm saying, like, even regardless of being with your person for 8 years, it don't matter how long you've been with a person. If it is not instilled in that man that he wants to make you the person that he's going to be with forever, it's not going to happen. And that's where a lot of women become disappointed and get upset, because it's like, you love this person and you know that he loves you. But does he love you enough to make that commitment?
Well, let's wrap this up if that's not the case.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm never gonna be a person that's going to put that pressure onto my mate.
And I guess
I'm not gonna do that because I'm telling you, I done got it in my mind. I'm completely fine with it because I know as a woman how we want that. That's in us. Like you want that to be with just that one person.
Stability in a way.
But
exactly. And that's my thing. I'm very headstrong on stability. Can get down on his knee and make that on his own.
Without you saying anything.
That's what I'm trying to catch. Okay.
It can't be what you want. It gotta be what he wants.
Women want that. We know we want that. Like that's a dream that a lot of women want, but that a male has to want that as well. And you do have some men out there. They want that. They waiting to come across that type of person. Right. But you got a lot of them out here too that they feel like however many years but they've been together, they comfortable.
See, that's my thing.
And I hate that for women because we also as well, if you know that you're somebody that wants that, it's gonna hurt. But this ain't the person for you. That's not it. Right. If he ain't did it by now, he's not going to do it.
Okay. Whoa. Let's pump that. So that's what when you said something that caught my attention. Mm-hmm. But if it is a matter of this person has told you that you are their wife and you're going to be their wife right now, it's just not the exact time.
Show me.
But to me, it's the
what makes it the exact time?
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I be trying to get at. But me so wrapped up in it's not the right. When's gonna be the right time?
Perfect. All of the things.
What I've seen, just even in different conversations with other women, other men, I feel like. And this is not the specific to every circumstance, but what I've noticed a pattern of is, so if we just bring the Bible into it, right? God gave Adam work first. Okay. Then he gave him a mate. Mm-hmm. A lot of men, what I'm understanding is, a lot of men feel like until they get the work first, even if they found a woman first,
listen, Rose. Okay.
Work first.
Okay, Rose.
No, for real. They're not gonna commit to that woman because they're like, where I'm at, I cannot support you. Even if I have the love for you, I don't have the support for you.
So why commit to me?
Well, I mean, do you not want that love just because that aspect is not there right now?
Right. They want that love, and then you got to think about it too.
Once in a lifetime.
You got to think about it too. Some men are cool with putting a woman on a shelf like a trophy. Just wait on me, baby. I'm gonna go get this work.
I'm
gonna come back. No, seriously, it's really not. Like I said, it's not a good or bad. It's the truth. Like that's what I see. It's the truth. Like they
cooking for sure.
Like they just like let me put you on the shelf real quick, go get this,
because
and then come back and get you when I'm ready to support you. Because one thing that a lot of men hate to hear is, my wife don't think I can support her. My wife don't trust me to handle up. So before I even make you my wife, let me go handle up.
They feel like as a man, that's their part of their responsibility.
Like a provider. And they feel like they have to be a provider. Because it is. As a man, you have to be a provider if you want to be
with, I feel like.
If you want to have structure in your relationship, you got to be a provider. Because it's 2024. Women are providing, and I feel like I said, it's not to every circumstance. Like I feel like we're in a world where gender roles are really not as strict as they used to.
Does it matter if I make more than you?
But some guys are still in that energy of, well, if we're thinking about old times, men were going and getting the paper, and women was in the house, make sure the house was right. So even though we not in that world no more, that's still how they operate.
Need to mimic a little bit. Yeah,
I feel like that kind of play a little role into why some men just like, I'll wait 10 years, 15 years to get my stuff together just so I can make you.
It just gotta be. Even in your situation though, like you're saying, you've been with your person 8 years. Damn that, you're 22.
Exactly.
You're 22.
Yeah, that's true.
You mean to tell me at 22 you're ready to take on the responsibility that come with being
I'm already doing it though.
Devoted to somebody?
I'm already doing it. That's the
tables turn. Once that paper come down, it might not seem different, but it's different. It's different. Once that ring is on your finger, it's
because you're not Ayanna no more. You his wife.
For sure.
Everything that you was doing first is behind him now. There is no. Yeah, it's gonna be some things that you can do that are just strictly the front face of, but the way a household is set up is male.
It's God first.
It's
the male, then you.
And then
and But to me, I've already had that mentality. So that's the thing. When you were speaking, I really feel like we very much both carry ourselves like we're married. Mm-hmm. There's just no piece of paper. Granted, I do feel like when you get that piece of paper, it just inevitably gonna come with other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, it's gonna be different type of pressure. It's gonna be a whole different type of
that come with being married.
And think about how he feels. It's a business too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so many other different parts.
That's all it is.
Think about how he feels too. Cause like
my age. Alright, we like definitely 23.
Cause like you saying you are already in that energy. So to you it's like all I'm doing is just almost like it's not all you doing, but to you it's like all I'm doing is changing my last name. I'm already in that energy. But to him it's like, wait, I'm responsible for you now. Mm-hmm. Like I'm literally responsible for you. Like you and then whatever come up out of you. Right. Like I'm literally responsible. If anything happens, you can make me feel safe all you want. Like, baby, it's not your fault. We got this. But if I don't feel that, it don't matter. So I feel like a lot of men be in that mode and they're thinking and they just stuck. They stuck. Like
y'all speaking to me for sure.
It ain't on nobody else. That is on. They're gonna go back to him. That is on him. Like that is your husband. Like that is put onto him. Like any look, it could be something minor.
Your car break
minor inconvenience.
Where your husband?
Anything minor.
The tire flat.
Why you ain't call your husband? Definitely calling you anyway.
Man, what?
Why your husband let your car
Come on.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you? Did you say yours already?
Yeah.
So it's just on me now?
Well, you gave a little
no. About relationship. I forgot what you said.
She was asking like as far as like is marriage the goal?
Oh,
and
so yes.
Okay.
And all that. I did say a little bit, but so I feel like I haven't had like a good example of marriage. Like both my parents been married, but not to each other. They separated when I was 3. So boom, they got married, but my mom, that example of marriage was toxic. A lot of trauma I deal with is from that. My dad stayed in Texas, so I didn't really witness that until the summer. But they divorced. But they were very much like party on weekends, paying on bills to party type of situation. But anyway, marriage is the goal for me because I just want to create my own view of
your version of it, for sure. Like I feel like I got a point to prove. I ain't gonna lie.
Like I never seen what marriage really was supposed to look like, and now like I said, being with my person now is like I'm like, let's just go to the courthouse and then we can have a reception. But like when we was talking, it's like that's not what it's about. Like you're supposed to go before God and like y'all supposed to commit and all that. So I guess now where I'm at now is like learning what marriage is supposed to look like and like really
what does it really mean to go before God,
right? And like really tapping in with God and just seeing what I'm supposed to do in my role. So marriage is a goal, but it's not something I'm rushing into it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm also one of them people that I want to be a mom, but I didn't come to the conclusion that like if I had to be a mom by myself, I will.
Okay. For sure.
Because like, yes, I want a partner. Like, I want to raise my kids with
in a 2-parent home.
Yeah,
because
it's
not meant for one person, bro.
It's not meant for one.
It's not, but like she said, I done said that too. Like, I want to. That's something I didn't have to sit and think about. Like, at one point, I want to experience motherhood, but I gotta be with a person and I gotta be devoted to that person. I gotta really find somebody that I'm willing to like sacrifice my body to even bring their child into the world.
Like I'm working my hardest not to have to do that.
Once that happens, like I'm stuck with that at the end of the day. And that's marriage or not,
mom's job
is never done. That's one job I done said. You cannot clock out from being no job.
I'm so serious.
And if you do, at the end of the day, you will forever have to live with that.
Like
if you do decide to clock out from that,
they use deadbeat daddy loosely. Like that's just normal, but let you be a deadbeat mama.
You don't hear too many stories about that, and when you do, everybody like what?
No, let you like drop your kids off on the weekend to grandma. You a deadbeat mom,
right? Let you try to get
I feel like even the system is so hard on moms. Like this, like the girl in Texas, like she a Instagram influencer or whatever, but like she took her son to the hospital and she wanted a different opinion, so she took her son away. They didn't took her son from her. Because they tried to say that she an unfit mom and she neglected his illness, but she just wanted a second opinion because they was trying to give him a medicine that wasn't even FDA approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now I'm a bad mom because the one time I don't want to take your medicine, I'm a bad mom.
So then y'all I'm a bad mom, but if I take the medicine, if I let my son take the medicine and something happened to him, to society, I'm a bad mom. So it's really damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
Wow. That's tough.
Because who are you to say?
Being a mom is just a lot. But
I feel like the greatest responsibility you could ever get. Like,
I ain't gonna lie.
And that responsibility is not for everybody. Because sometimes I wake up and had it. I want to be responsible for a lot of things, but right now, a kid is not going to be one of them.
For sure.
Because
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like for me, I want more to be a mom than I do a wife. I'd rather, to me, like, I want more to be a mom.
It's all in the same package for me. That's how I look in my brain. Like, it's like
a wife and a mom.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
because you have to have the support system. But I feel like with or without a man, Destiny's gonna have the support system.
Period. For sure.
For sure.
But I just
that's awesome.
It's like how I see it in society.
It's tough.
And
very.
Because we gotta think like regardless of. Granted, you can have anything that you want. But at the same time, I know God be slapping me in the back of the head and be like, be for real now.
Because what? It could be literally your calling to be like...
Be for real. Like, look at the world that you're living in. Like, is that something you really want to do in this day and age? And like we say, like, with having kids, like, come on now. You see what's going on with today's world. You see where the bare minimum that kids are having to be put through. Like, you want to bring a child into this? Like, you want to...
My daddy always say, we ain't raising no more broke babies. So every time I think about it, I be like, I be like, nope. I be like, nope. I ain't where I want to be when I'm like bringing a kid into this.
Like, for two of us to suffer? Like, how
think about the trauma.
Knowing I ain't making it, and then I go get another kid to not make it with me. Like,
I'm eating noodles already.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to share my bowl of noodles. But I got to do that because I done had you. Now, I got to share one pack of noodles with you.
And I don't like sharing, so now
I got to give you the pack of noodles because at the end of the day, you're my child, and I would hate to see you.
But now we're trying to do better for our digestive system. What are we teaching our kids?
Come on.
And that's just what I'm saying. It's like, if I'm going to bring a child into this crooked world that,
man,
I gotta make sure you got the best shot at it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure you got all the resources.
And you gotta make sure you got the right partner.
That's what I'm saying.
And you gotta look at the genetics. Because, baby,
hello, selective mating again, bro. And it just pisses me off because where the baby at? It's just they always asking, where the baby at? Where it's gonna be?
Listen.
What?
Till you ready. Come on now.
Okay. You ain't asked me where the millions at. You ain't asked me where the ring at. You ain't asked me where nothing ever talking about.
Where my mental health at?
Let's talk about it. Because I swear at work they be like, this mean you gonna be next. I said, how about y'all wanna come to a wedding first?
Literally, don't piss me off every time.
But I feel like that's where we're
like,
at.
Damn, y'all want a baby,
that's
but
where
like,
we're at. Like,
good night.
like, I feel like because we've seen so many bad examples of marriages, people ain't talking about marriages no more. Nope. It's like, okay, the inevitable is if you have sex, you're gonna have a kid if it's unprotected, unless you have health problems that stop you from having a kid. That's the inevitable. You can control marriage.
I ain't gonna lie.
But if you have sex unprotected, and the baby, it's happening.
Something I wish,
it's happening. So I think people just
something I wish I could have experienced was not having sex till marriage.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I have a coworker and like that's what they're doing, and I'm like, man, like I'm so excited for her to get married and like experience that. Like she getting on birth control, she doing all that, and like she's ready to commit to her mate and all that, and I'm like. It makes it much more exciting for your person. Yeah. You don't even have the wonder of like, what if, or you just like this is him, and I'm gonna commit all. I'm like, maybe if we did that, more of that, like we wouldn't have so many
kids being born out of
situations, or even like the thoughts and the different,
the cheating and all
like yes, all kinds of thoughts coming up.
Us being with one person was definitely God's intention. Mm-hmm. Personally,
because we care everybody.
Well, to a degree, like in the ideal world.
Yeah.
But
I feel like either or. Like I feel like if it's for you to be with one person, you're a lucky motherfucker.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't gonna lie,
I'm
shut the fuck up over here on this, because I'd be lying if I said I wanted to wait until I got married.
You know what I'm saying?
I did.
I just wish I could.
I wanted to wait,
that.
and I didn't. And I still feel like we should have waited. I only ever been with one person, but I still feel like
because I even look at it now, like I said, I'm somebody that looks at life like everything happens for a reason. If it was meant for you to do that, if it was destined for you to wait until you was married to have kids, that would have happened. It would have happened. God placed me on the path that I'm on now to learn what it is that I know now. And if I had choose to have kids, like even then, like I can tell her that now that I know what it is that we know, like how we say it now, we know what comes with waiting and what can come from there. Like back then, like
I feel like
didn't nobody teach us that. They weren't telling us the real spiritual meaning behind waiting to have kids, being devoted to your partner and knowing what that can bring. But now that I have that mindset now, I can tell my kids that, like,
that's crazy.
But I feel like my experience is like, even with having sex with different people, like you just have a different view on life, on people. I don't even blame myself for
create, bro. And it just so happened it feel good. That's all I gotta say.
It's
like
it's
to procreate, to have children, to populate the earth. I feel like I feel like it's just a side effect that it feels good, but we got it opposite.
So then, what about the people who can't procreate? Because it's a lot of people who wait till they get married. They get married, they have sex, and don't get no kid out of that. So I feel like if they can't procreate, because I hear that, and I have conversations with that with a lot of I had a pastor, I had a conversation with that, a sister, reverend sister. I'm just like, okay, so if you are in that situation where you done waited, you know what I'm saying, and you get into this relationship that you feel is ordained by God and all of that, and in the Bible it does say, be fruitful and multiply. That's what it says sex is for. If you're not being fruitful and multiplying, do you stop having sex?
No.
Or do you?
I think that's
still
just for two mates. I still think it's for two mates. Period.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's the purpose.
Okay.
Not for pleasure, feel good. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying like even if you struggling or whatever, because I feel like those people who do struggle, God will bless them. They're gonna get blessed. It's just a matter of time. Yes, it's a matter of it's a test of their faith. But I'm saying I think the purpose in its whole is to reproduce, and it just so happened that it's something for y'all also to feel good, even if y'all not necessarily trying to procreate right now.
Okay.
So if the pleasure didn't come behind it, would we still want to do it though?
No. If it was painful, if sex was painful all the time, like you feel like you're shedding.
And I think that's why it's a side effect, because we want to keep. God wants the earth to keep going.
Like, I want this thing to keep spinning on its axles.
Exactly.
Let's make this feel real good for you while you're doing it and doing my thing. But for me, I feel like when I was so young, I can't wait to get married. Oh my God, like I want to be married. I want the big old wedding. I want to smash the cake in the face. I want to just do all that.
Yeah.
But now, well, that's how it was when I was a kid. When I started to realize, like, okay, I don't like men.
You really gotta deal with it.
I don't like men. So because I don't like men, it's like
I'm having trouble.
It's like I'm not attracted to men. I'm attracted to women. In my household, this is a huge taboo.
Yeah, like.
So I'm not even like, I'm almost scared to think about marrying a woman. Because it's like, damn, I might just lose my whole family behind this decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then when they passed the law, back when Barack Obama was, president, I'm like, oh, there's hope. There's hope for this. But it's like, I don't know, because like, I might lose my family behind this. And I know my family, I'm going to lose my mama, my daddy, and they family. My brothers and my sisters behind me 100%. But I might have that disconnect. So for so long, I was like, you know what? I'm cool with just secretly being with my lover. Don't nobody got to know in my family. I ain't got to get married, because if I get married, you gonna know I'm with somebody. You know, so you gonna know I'm with her. So I'm cool with just, we just have our little life over here. But then the older I got,
putting it on the back burner.
You know what I'm saying? The older I got, I'm like,
damn,
fuck that. Like, if I want to love, I'm gonna love out loud. And if you don't fuck with me, you just don't fuck with me.
Because at the end of the day,
you
that's
just
your
don't fuck
home,
with me.
though. You know what I'm saying?
saying?
Because that's your home. That's the thing with your mate. Like,
Literally.
this is my ultimate peace. This is what affects my every single day and my night. Like, and I'm granted your family does too, but it's very much on a compartmentalized. I can put that over there and keep pushing with my day to day, and not even, and I can deal with it when I want to deal with it. But with your mate, that ain't that, and they bring you a level of peace, and like it's just different that. Yo,
I didn't get to choose.
Like,
I can choose.
Hello, and they chose me though. They chose me, and they keep choosing me. You know, it's different, bro. It's like
I think that's something that's made me like truly like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not finna be in a position, especially now that I'm 25, which I just feel like 25 is opening up.
I didn't wait to reach 25.
Just
so
like,
much.
I'm telling you, bro.
Really?
I'm opening doors I ain't never just looked through before, and I'm at a point now where I'm like, of course,
this before
I don't feel like I have to be married. I'm with you on that. I don't have to be married. Like it literally has to be the only answer. Like it's like, oh,
God gave you a dream with that face in it.
God literally put it on my lap and said, "This is the one. Like this is the one for you."
Like I'll tell you, I feel like with marriage, like with that person, it's gonna be like that feeling, like
you, like undescribable,
and I can't wait for you to
like,
experience that. I hope I can come.
I'm gonna know it's gonna be like there's no other answer.
I'm just a lover girl. I know it's gonna happen for you.
So that's why I'm at with it. Like I'm just like. I don't mind getting married, but I also don't mind finding that one person and we just build our life together. I'm gonna still love you out loud. I don't mind losing my family behind my love, like I did when I was young. Yeah. But where I'm at now is like we don't have to prove it to nobody. We love each other. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta prove it to nobody. Like we know this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we know this shit. Like it ain't gotta be no plaster all over the
I'm at a point where I don't care. I don't care who feels how they feel about what I choose to do. Because like you said, like this somebody you dealing with every day, all day, like
they see the ins and outs of you. That
either
parts
you
your
like
family
it or you
may never
don't.
see.
Like
you feel me? Like
this person, obviously I want obviously they treat me good if I choose to marry.
Facts. And it gotta be growth. Like for me, like a healthy relationship.
It's not what you're used to. Like we talk about stuck in their ways all the time. Like it's not what you're used to, but this is what I like, and either you like it or you don't.
It's like for me, a healthy relationship. I feel like it gotta be constantly growing. Like
for sure.
Shit gonna be hard. Shit's gonna be hard. Like,
and we're gonna disagree.
And we're each other's standard, man.
And I'm still gonna hold you accountable because you wasn't supposed to do that, or you should have did this. I'm gonna hold you accountable. That's what I'm here for. That's what
exactly.
It's supposed to still hold grace and love for you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know you did that though at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm putting myself and how I feel aside. Like this is the real, this is the on the book, ain't okay.
Yeah.
But
you gotta think
at the end of the day, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And
people
we gonna get through.
People say like, oh, you're not supposed to raise a woman, you're not supposed to raise a man. But for me, there's a thin line behind that, because I feel like when you growing with somebody, you are raising them, and they raising you.
Each other how to love one another.
We literally putting up a mirror. We literally putting up a mirror for each other to look at. Like, hey, and I gotta be gentle with you, because at the end of the day, you may have never been taught this until you got to me.
And it's how you receive information.
You know what I'm saying?
Like how I talk to you.
Exactly.
It might trigger something. Like if I'm like down your throat, that's gonna trigger how your parents used to treat you.
Which is why it didn't stick.
Right.
Because I'm down your throat. They was down your throat. It didn't stick. But if I'm coming at you gentle, I'm like, well, babe, how about you see it?
And it's like learning and loving each other through that too.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Like, look, the biggest lie that I've heard is love don't hurt. That's a damn lie.
Boy, what? That's love is hard work
love
and
do
it hurts.
It just ain't supposed to be toxic.
Okay,
no, for real.
Right
it ain't supposed to be toxic. You ain't supposed to be down behind it. But it's gonna hurt a little bit if you shedding layers of your old self to be the better self that requires this love in the first place.
But you just said love ain't something you supposed to be dying behind. Why not?
Like I'm saying, dying behind, like you done, like it's literally like
killing yourself.
You're literally pulling hairs out your.
But you should be shedding the things that are not for you,
like
and
it's
are
shed,
not, you know,
but it ain't no death, as in a case of you're literally killing the best parts of yourself to be in this love. It ain't supposed to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the bad parts of you that can't sustain this true love, hell yeah, kill that shit if you want it to work. But the best parts of you, no, that ain't love.
Gotta stay, right?
That ain't love. So that's how I see it.
For sure.
Woo!
Yeah, that was loaded. I didn't even mean to make it so.
No, that's what it is though, cause I ain't gonna lie. When you get on that love shit, like love get real. Like I have to bring when you think of love. Like I tell people, like bring up the worst case scenarios with your partner
for sure.
Because like I said, like you claim you love me, you claim you love me so much. If I go to the doctor tomorrow, they tell me I got 3 years to live. What now?
Yeah,
right. I get in a car wreck tomorrow and I'm paralyzed from the waist down. Do you still? Are you gonna still love me the same from when I go out? Like I go. They tell me no kids.
You can't have kids.
No kids. Like
are you still going to love me the same?
Like, I ain't gonna lie. Not because
that's what brings out the real.
I don't find that I got bipolar depression and that is something I'm dealing with for the rest of my life. Will you still love me the same?
Things are supposed to make y'all love each other more, and that's what I feel like.
Supposed
how you know
to, but that's how you know. Facts.
Yeah, it lines. You're so right.
When you go through stuff that is like you feel at the bottom of the earth going through it, and then you come out and it's a whole different. We on top of the world. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, it made the love so much more.
I ain't gonna lie. That's why, like this man in the video, he was saying like dating. People say dating supposed to be cute and making memories. No, like dating supposed to be ugly and y'all having a hard conversations and really talking about hard shit. Like, what if this happened and what ifs and all that, and then
so
when y'all
those things in marriage happen,
right? Y'all already then
because it's inevitable. That's the thing.
Right,
life gonna happen.
And then marriage is supposed to be the memories and the trips.
True,
and
because you did the work.
You did the work.
You did the work.
Now
it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Right. So now I think ever since I've seen that video, I be intentional on like asking my person like questions. The questions like I didn't ask about adoption. Like I always wanted to adopt. It's not a make or break for me. He don't want to adopt. I understand. We talked it. We had a conversation.
Yeah. Know what your deal breakers are.
Right.
I wanted to add that to the question, but I wasn't. I know
what the deal breaker is.
But let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So if adopting was a deal breaker for me, like I want to adopt, and that's the deal breaker.
And
we would be here.
Exactly.
We would just
can't go no further.
Man, we through right here. We through. Facts.
Instead of getting deep into it, now we 2 years in. You don't. Now my feelings hurt. Now I'm back at square one. Like.
So
let's just talk about it.
To add to that, because that's such a good point. What about the women or men that feel like, okay, I've came to this point where I'm at a deal breaker, but I feel like I could change your mind. Like, have y'all seen any cases
where like I'm starting to
I know you don't want kids, but I feel like with me you're gonna want them. So let me keep going with you.
It's not about convincing, because I feel like I can relate, because I'm like, okay, you don't want to adopt, cool. It's not a deal breaker for me, so let's continue.
Right, okay.
If that comes across our path, by the time it cross our path, you might have changed your mind.
Yeah.
Right. But right now in your life, you don't want to.
Yeah.
And
so
you've accepted that.
And I've accepted that. But I feel like, I'm not like trying to talk him into it, but I feel like down the line, if it was to come about, say, because I don't know how fertile I am. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? I don't know my situation. I don't have any kids. So, say that was a thing and it came about, like, we can adopt this newborn baby. His mind might have changed by then. Who knows what life would have... Right.
I feel you.
Who knows what life then brought.
And the thing is, we change as people in these relationships. And it's so crazy because they say you change about every 10 years. And I haven't even been with my person for 10 years, but I swear for cheese and crackers, we didn't change 10 times.
I think it's
within them 8 years.
Yes,
for
bro.
Sure,
it's just, man.
I mean, but you gotta think, y'all been together since 14, so
for sure.
Y'all done became adults. Y'all got
even y'all are still becoming,
it's still gonna change because. Like I said, when
you
get
to 25,
be out of
college, you finna be in a career.
Your range, they say after 25, who you are after 25 is like kind of like your solid self with subtle changes here and there. Like you grow into who you are gonna be at 25, but you get subtle mind shifts every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
Even what's the word I want to say? Like a lot of the things, because I know we didn't talk about it too. A lot of the stuff we said we wouldn't do, or the things that we wouldn't settle for back when we was like 2021, like. now that I'm 25 and like experiencing more people, like your mindset gonna shift, and you find out things that you can normally deal with that you was like, oh no, that would never be. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, your tolerance for a lot of things will change too.
You pick your heart.
To me, you pick your heart, and you pick, is this, like, you see this person, right? And it's not like this person is an idol, but you know what this person's adds to you. You know how much you value them and how much you do want them in your life and how much you think God wants them in your life too. Is that all? Is that worth whatever this other thing is? Right. You know, is this willing? Am I willing to lose this over adopting a kid, or am I willing to lose this over going to my job 10 hours away? You know what I'm saying? When I can have a career here too, it's just a different sacrifice. It's like.
That's
man,
it's life decisions,
man.
Shit don't be easy.
Okay, and don't.
It don't. But you just gotta learn navigate through it.
Truly, because that's life.
Pick your journal if you want a video. Talk to God.
It's so funny. You had said something and it really made me think, like, being married, is it something that I am wanting because of society? Like, I be gripping with that because I've always wanted to be married as a kid, right? But am I wanting to be remarried right now because of me or because of, like,
what you see?
Society's acceptance.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And it's like, it's a very fine line. I still don't know the answer. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, cause it's such a fine line. Yeah. Like, of course, this is something I want really badly. I always wanted it. But why is it?
I feel that.
You gotta ask yourself the why.
Right now.
Yeah.
No, why right now? Like, right now.
No, for sure. So searching. So searching.
That's it.
So searching.
Everyone finna go on this fast. God finna talk.
Same.
Okay.
What?
Finna man.
Because
I'm
I'm
literally starting to
I feel like I'm too far. You can't reach.
Look,
I'm finna come back. Don't worry about it.
I ain't gonna lie. One thing that I've noticed that has helped me, like, I feel hear clearly a little bit more. Like, activate more of my dreams to where I can get more messages. Changing what you eat.
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, the food.
I know it too.
The food that we are accustomed to in America is crazy. I had a dream that this person had said, bro, the government, and this might be so wild, far-fetched, but just take it as a grain of salt. I had a dream this person was like, they're doing witchcraft with the food. And when I say witchcraft, the bad version of witchcraft, like they're literally doing mind control with the food. Like, as you're eating it, you're getting so far from the divine. If you think about it, and if you're so far from divine, how can you get the messages to know where to even go, how to maneuver? So I feel like I stopped eating meat for a little bit.
I'm afraid that even if you don't do it for a long time,
just for a little bit, just see what it do for you for a little bit.
I said one day I don't even eat.
I thought you said don't eat at all.
I'm so serious.
No, seriously.
We are internalizing what they go through.
They're spirits. You're right. Because they wouldn't happy being
dead. It's just
being killed in that slaughterhouse.
Things that not just getting killed, but all they had to go through before they got killed.
Even before that, it's just simple. Like, we are eating dead organisms.
We are killing
and
to
putting
survive.
That into a lively thing. Like, you know how much
we
that's
really should be moving away from that
because plants are living organisms. Think about that. They're living. So if we're cooking them, it's still a living organism giving us life.
Right.
We're literally
taking
even when you cooking it though, even when you cooking it though, you still, even when you cooking certain things that are lively, you still killing a percentage of
the
body. You still killing it to a certain extent.
But like, so fruit, we don't gotta kill fruit to eat it.
Right. Which is why it's the raw one of the purest forms of food to eat.
One of the most
crazy. Like, you just go a little minute night
with no meat.
Just try to sacrifice 3 days.
Literally.
Just go 72 hours.
Literally, no meat. It's so different.
Y'all, I swear, we're the 7 days.
The fact that you can't do it though, like, we should stop and think, like, that's how much
of a hold on it.
Consume us.
The fact that people are on carnivore diets is insane. Fully carnivore diets.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, another example is basic, but I mean, just take the things that you eat, like, or just animals. You got a lion and you got a gorilla. They weigh just as much, but pay attention to what the lion eats, how his, like, genetic makeup is designed, like his stomach and the way that God, like, made that animal. He was designed to eat that way versus the gorilla, the way they eat,
like,
how they keep and everything.
Our teeth
was designed to eat like that.
They strictly eat fruit. fruit.
And as humans, let me know.
It still be built. So
Horses,
the one thing that they get us with this meat stuff, I think that has tied us into like the brainwash is protein. They say you get, but my thing is,
I be ready to
think
say
about
five
this.
people when I hear them say this. Still to this day,
if the protein is eating
the milk. They is telling y'all that is vitamin D. That is
y'all giving y'all baby things.
Formula.
Y'all giving y'all baby
And
things.
wonder why they throwing that shit up.
Come on, wonder why they having diaper explosions.
Wonder why we dying.
Boo coming all up their back.
Why are
Because they
we
drank some horrible milk.
You can take water, sit water out in the sun.
Ever
It might be a little compartment. It might be a little like transform if you send it out in plastic.
Yeah.
But you take a baby bottle and sit it out in the sun. They tell you, oh, now he can't drink that. The milk's spoiled. You ain't do nothing but sit it outside.
Exactly.
Like,
In
even
a
that
natural
little
state.
stuff.
It's
put
the
it in a
fact
natural
that
state.
as a
It wasn't
country, as a
natural
continent,
place.
as a race, just of human race, we are getting more wealthy and more, more smart, more all of the things.
More information.
Yet
Sure.
we're dying at faster rates. How does that even make sense?
Because think about it now.
How does that make sense?
We're in the generation of more processed food, more eating out. Think about it. People in our parents' generations was not eating out like that for real. This generation, our generation, and then later on, we eat out almost every day.
But no,
some of
in our
us.
world, the stuff, even the produce that we get in the store
Is
They done found a way. Yes, they finding a way to get to that too.
our
They know.
bananas. Our
They know
mangoes
how.
are not the same as the mangoes and the bananas.
No.
I ain't gonna lie.
No.
That's why they said
That
like,
pesticide
start
they
going
spraying
to
on
them,
that stuff. Man.
The farmers markets.
or like what's the
Mom and
like
pop shop?
Korean stores?
Oh, yeah, like the Asian
yes.
stores, the Indian
Them,
stores with all
like
the
that.
natural.
If it's not a farmer's market, definitely the foreign stores. They
the
have
foreign
fresh.
stores. They have better.
Yeah, because they got somebody in their
Selection.
backyard growing this shit.
Exactly.
Like,
Well, they got a plug
literally.
that's doing it right, and
Come
they
on.
shipping it to them.
Come on.
Facts.
So yeah.
Because a lot of our stuff that we
Child.
eat is banned in other countries. Like they can't eat.
So
Kit
think
Kat,
about that.
Skittles, certain cereal that we eat, they can't eat that shit up. Fruit Loops and Skittles and
Think about that. Red 40.
Needs to be.
I mean, the Mountain Dew needs to be taken off the
Down.
shelf.
Now that for real probably got a
Completely.
little coke in it.
No,
Right.
because
It got something.
bro, what?
Yeah, whatever y'all saying, Rhino Horn, Bull Nuts, whatever.
No, Rhino Nut is a Red Bull. I believe it.
Stop.
They doing
Drinking
whatever.
energy drinks,
No, for
guys.
real. That stuff is killing folks.
Oh,
And then,
my
think
God.
about this too. I don't know, like, Des, you work with kids.
Yep.
So, I don't know if you've heard how they said Red 40 and that the coloring dye
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff
They don't.
affects how children act.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where they're
dead
like
ass.
completely off
Oh,
the wall,
yes, ma'am.
hyper as hell, probably angry as
And
hell.
guess what? And guess what?
Because they didn't have
Just tell
some
me-
red food
Tell me
coloring.
why I have a hard time with my mental health. Because the parent bring their kid in with some fruit punch at 8 a.m. in the morning to
Man.
drink.
What
It's a
happened
thing
to
that-
water?
I be sitting back there
Water.
like,
No,
somebody know
wait.
this.
Get these. You bring your kid lunch. A large Dr. Pepper.
Man.
To an 8-year-old? Be
Yeah.
fucking for
It
real.
is a thing, bro.
Like,
They be
how?
talking about some
Why?
my child is getting, if they not getting no Welch's juice, I'm finna juice it with my juicer. They gonna
Come
get
on
fresh
now.
watermelon juice.
Come
What
on
do you
now.
mean?
Come
if
on
they
now.
getting anything besides
Or water infused with the fruit.
Oh,
Hello.
Because it ain't
Hello.
gonna be no Welch's. I'm
Dr.
sorry.
Pepper.
That stuff
Coke.
It ain't gonna be no
a little
Kool-Aid.
carbonated water with a side of sugar.
I
mean,
mean,
with
just
sugar.
hurry up in the morning.
Then wonder why the kid
Yeah, I asked
all
my
day.
boyfriend's son, I said, what you want to drink? Dr.
It's
Pepper.
crazy.
Well, you 12 years old. Go sit down.
No,
You need
really.
some water.
Yeah.
Like that
That's
is
so funny because as a
crazy.
kid though,
It's crazy.
I didn't
I
like
cannot-
water. I didn't like water.
Really?
And yes, like my mama did.
But
I grew up on
But you gotta think
cold
about
water,
you gotta
really.
think about it too. When we was infants and we started to taste foods, right? Our taste buds are based off of what we were presented with first.
Yeah, even
Like,
that formula.
you know how
What is
some
that?
parents,
Sugar?
They
Like,
start their kid off with a spoonful of apple juice before they ever start them off with water. So you're already accustomed to sugary stuff. You're not even thinking about the healthy stuff. You don't want no water. You know what
That's
apple
what
juice
I'm
tastes
saying.
like.
A
My
baby is a
person,
day.
you know.
A baby's like be like a day old, a week old, and they're already introduced to like this, like you say, like formula, like to think like how.
That's too
But
much
also
on
look
their
at it
body.
as a
Too
spectrum
much.
as like being like a human being, like how God designed us to be able to withstand so much.
But we ain't supposed to.
That we
We ain't
ain't supposed to have in our
supposed to.
system,
Mhm.
But he
bro.
probably already was
And
thinking
now we
like,
think
He
it's
knew it was gonna happen,
normal.
which is why he made
But I
our
ain't
immune
gonna lie,
system
that's
and
That's
our
why
organs
our
strong as
bodies
they
are fighting us now.
Truly.
That's why I get frustrated with women that like choose alcohol and weed over breastfeeding their kids.
Like, granted, I get it's work. Like, you gonna have to set aside that, but that's a sacrifice you
Or
should have
even
known.
just not trying at all.
Not trying at all.
I don't mess with it. I don't mess with it.
I just
God designed you
to do that.
and the thing
And if you try it and it just don't work,
okay.
At least you tried.
But even still, like the hospitals, like they can donate milk. Like the mothers that overproduce.
Because best believe, baby, if my titties don't work, I'm going to go buy some from somebody else's titties. I'm so sorry. It just is what it is. I would do that before I feel like I'm giving my kid formula. Just feel like it's poison.
Like you
and I'm going to work my hardest to keep my diet.
I'm buying formula $50-$40 a week on formula. You can be doing it for free, baby. You don't have to spend that money.
Oh wait, you saying formula? I'm tripping. Like I'm thinking you said breast milk, $40 on some natural breast milk. Yeah, no, for formula, no. If you can produce the milk on your own.
Baby.
You just saved you about $40-$50 a week on that. That's free.
And for those watching, none of us have kids, so we don't know.
Don't shoot the messenger. Just
listen to we just saying.
But it's something you said. You was like how our bodies are so designed to go through all of this. But think about why. But think about how mental health has become one of the highest problems we have now in society. Like our bodies are designed to go through all of this, but it's coming out somewhere else.
Man, it's
coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Our mindset, how
it is coming out our bodies too. Cause cancer curable with the stuff you eat. Every single ailment we go through is curable with what we eat.
Truly, no,
like
never lie.
You think cancer, bro? Get in the
field.
Get in the field.
Any disease, like just break down that word. Disease is like dis-ease. Something is putting your body in a dis-ease.
And your body is trying to fight it and cure it.
And it can't. That's why it came out with the cancer and all that. So no, yeah. I think it's the
that's
food.
what
America's making money off of it. So they don't got no agenda to help.
It's the food. Like it's like anybody got any type of health issues, anything.
Change your
diet. The way you eat, everything else gonna fall in place.
And get in that sun. Because the sun gonna burn up all that if you spend your time in it. They say, sun gonna cause you skin cancer. That's to keep you from it. That's to keep you
Let's
from
talk
it.
about it. Let's talk about it. I used to, man.
Because, baby,
we want to thank y'all for coming to have Girl Talk.
I feel like we just left it on the
floor. Okay?
Nah, thank y'all.
It's on the floor ready to be picked up. Y'all don't bring
ready to get something out of it.
Okay?
No, yes, and y'all really gave me some good tidbits today.
Seriously.
Tidbits to take
This was therapy. Y'all too. This was therapy.
I'm telling you.
Well needed. Well needed.
Man,
therapy for the girls.
Well, y'all have been tuned in to another episode of DNT Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You'll never be disappointed. You're going to always be surprised when you hop up on this channel. Make sure you tune in. You never know who's going to be on this couch with us. Continue to tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend about DNT.
Come on now.
Yes, about this and me. Well, y'all, I'm Tanika Roche.
I'm Destiny Lynn. I'm Ayanna Monique.
Rozay The Alchemist.
And the duo is Girls are signing out.
Peace.
Yo.